and value-based care are healthcare terms that you hear a lot today. But what do they really mean when it comes to you and your health? My special guest today is Stephen Smith, Tucson Sales Manager for Humana, here to talk about the importance of Medicare beneficiaries finding the right care. Stephen, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I mentioned those two terms. I said we hear them a lot, but let's take today as an opportunity to say, what does it really mean?
Okay. Well, I think healthcare in America is really moving in a different direction. The typical healthcare providers charge patients when they come in and see them, and I think when the patients go in, they're charged whether it's a doctor's office visit or a surgery. So with the value-based healthcare, it's more of a team concept. You've got a number of different providers, and it's a team that really takes care of your healthcare. So with some of the Medicare Advantage plans, they have these value-based providers, and their beneficiaries of those plans really get an opportunity to visit with a team as opposed to just a single doctor.
So if me as a patient, how do I benefit if my physician is a part of this team, as you're saying?
Well, there's a number of different ways that the beneficiaries benefit from that concept. The first thing that they get is a lot more time with their doctor. Instead of coming in and sitting for 5 or 10 minutes and leaving, they have an opportunity to sit down with a team. It's a doctor, it's a health coach. There's a number of different folks that they have an opportunity to meet with for a longer period of time. So that primary care physician really gets an idea for what that member is going through and how to service those members.
And I know this team really focuses a lot on preventative health, which I think is huge, and a lot of us really need to do better at that.
That's correct. It's not just when you're sick, because obviously you need health care when you're sick. But this concept is really good with the preventive as well, because the preventive is going to keep people healthy. Even if they're not healthy, you know, they're sick, they're going to see their providers a lot more. And chronic, folks with chronic conditions, you know, which really plagues some of the older generation. You know, this concept is a really great opportunity for everybody. It's not just for those who are sick. It's a great concept for everybody who seeks health care.
Now, so since we know what a benefit this is to our patients, how did Humana kind of partner with these providers to make sure it was a success?
Well, Humana's partnered with some of the value-based providers. We've got them in our networks, so that's an opportunity for the folks that do choose a Humana Medicare Advantage plan to meet with those providers, the value-based providers, and take advantage of the benefits that they provide.
And I know you guys probably hear all the time personal stories, but what has Humana kind of seen the feedback or the positive outcomes of this kind of team idea? Well,
over the last couple of years, what we've really noticed is there has been a lowering in the number of emergency room admissions, a lowering in a number of the hospital admissions, plus the preventive screenings have gone up. The colorectal exams have gone up 7%, the breast cancer screenings have gone up 6%. So I think the overall concept is really working well, and folks are taking advantage of that, because those preventive screenings are there to make sure that they stay healthy, and if there is something that we catch them early. And I think that this is a benefit of going with that value-based concept versus the traditional Medicare Advantage plan.
Well, now that we've learned all this wonderful information about this way that we can decide on, how do we we say, this is what I want that team, how do I get that?
Sure. So the first thing that everybody needs to do is they really need to do their research. They need to look and see what providers in the network here in Tucson provide that value-based service.
Okay.
They can also go into a Medicare Advantage plan offered by Humana. We have a number of different providers in the network that offer this value-based service, and so they have an opportunity to do that as well. They can go to humana.com/Medicare or simply call our local office here in Tucson.
So if someone calls or is talking to a representative or letting somebody know, if they say, you know, I'm really interested in this value-based kind of plan, they can kind of take them from there.
Absolutely.
I think this is great. We're learning so much every time you come to visit.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And I'm going to remind them how they can get a hold of you guys if they do want to get some more information beyond this episode. So
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For even more information, call 1-800-552-0771 or log on to humana.com/transforminghealth.